Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Ha Rakakwadash Ma'amah. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone and the elders. Double honors to my elders as well, Aharawan, Banyasha Allah, the Lions Den Camp. And salutations to the fellow Akim, Wafim, and children that believe in truth and in sincerity. It's your brother, Athan Allah, back to you another lesson. And Yahara Tazah is edifying. And this will be a quick one, all right? I want to personally bash the brother, all right? But just calling a spade, all right? These are false prophets, man, all right? These another cultivated personality, all right? With a popular name, right? The Captain Tazariaks, the General Yohanas, the Dan Ya'alas, and all these high priestess and gorilla Hebrew, you know, pretty much if you have a cultivated personality and you have this high ranking and people speak highly of you, all right, you're pretty much a false prophet, all right. And this guy, as you can see, all right, on site nigga page, all right, he posted a video pertaining to Captain Tadariak of the ISUPK, all right, a wayward camp, all right. We refer it to the house of Saul, all right. Um, to where he's promoting his business, all right, his hustle, all right, which ultimately, without this truth and without coming into the knowledge of us being Israelites, they wouldn't make merchandise of the Lord, all right. So I got a couple of scriptures lined up because pretty much they're false prophets, all right. They've been preaching peace pertaining to their doctrine, all right, and you're gonna see how quiet these individuals get, all right, when Revelations 13 verse 15 on down is manifested, all right, when the MOTB is declared and is made mandatory and is manifested through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Watch how these hirelings run and hide, man. These foxes disappear, all right. But one of the scriptures I want to bring out, I want to start off with is the book of Second Corinthians, all right, chapter 6. And I'll start at verse 14. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship have righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion have light with darkness, right? Light with darkness. You pertaining or claiming that you have the truth, all right, that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the Israelites according to the Bible, all right? That we're the Israelites, we're the Hebrews, all right, according to the scriptures, man. All right. The Lord's chosen people, man, the apple of the Lord's eye. All right. So what we have to do with Kemet? What do we have to do with the so-called house of consciousness? All right. Where it was really the house of unconsciousness. All right. Being with Sai Nigga and all these Kemet and these wayward doctrines. All right. The house of confusion. All right. Because they don't know what the hell they got going on. They have a debate about everything. All right. They don't have truth. All right. So, hey, you just mingling with somebody who likes to stir up confusion. All right. Has a lot of unnecessary questions, which just shows to be that he's an unbeliever, being Sinetta. All right. His followers. All right. And ultimately, they subscribe to Kemet. All right. Being a so called African when we're not African. All right. What do you have to do with fellowship with these people? All right. Well, hey, the filthy lucre. All right, the business, all right, it's big business when it comes to these individuals, and you can see it as plain as day, all right, which they haven't prepared the people spiritually, all right, to the days that we're in right now pertaining to Jacob's trouble, all right, pertaining to Jeremiah 30 and 7, 2nd Ezra chapter 15, all right, 16, all right, we're in the times where all hell is getting ready to break loose, all right, and they're committing folly, all right, ultimately adding sin to sin. All right. I mean, hey, let the Star Rim fam, right, be a prime example. All right, how back in the day, all right, it came out that hey, the Star Rim fam is wicked. All right, it's not the Star of David. All right, it's the Star Rim fam. All right, it leads back to witchcraft. All right, but they still uphold that. All right, due to pride. All right, wanting to walk up and down the streets of New York, all right, banging against the fake Jews, all right, the Jewish, like, yeah, we know, And it's ultimately pride, all right? Not building up themselves or the people through the spirit of truth, through the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right, I want to go from the Second Corinthians, all right, of not being unequally yoked, all right, but they still meddle and mingle with these people, these unbelievers, all right. I want to go from there to Ezekiel chapter 13, all right, which the whole chapter is a good chapter pertaining to these false prophets and how the Lord is against them, right? In Ezekiel chapter 13. And I'll start at verse 1. And this is Ezekiel chapter 13 and verse 1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy against the prophet of Israel that prophesy, and say thou unto them that prophesy out of their own hearts, hear ye the word of the Lord. Right? Hear ye the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right, not your own thoughts, not your own opinion, but hear the word of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord God, woe unto the foolish prophets that follow their own spirit and have seen nothing, right? Just want to be about their business, selling oils. Anybody could do that, you know? Anybody could have made business with the truth, with the wisdom and knowledge that they were given, which was a gift, all right? But you misused that gift by trying to have one foot in the world and one foot out the world, all right? To try to reach your personal business endeavors through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. The Lord is not with that. Oh, this verse 4, Ezekiel 13 and 4. O Israel, thy prophets are like the foxes in the deserts. Ye have not gone up into the gaps, neither made up the hedge for the house of Israel to stand in the battle in the day of the Lord, man. Only the truth prophets have gone into the gaps and stand in the hedge for the people. All right. Being a spectacle of men, right? You know, through the foolishness of preaching, they're going to be saved, man. You see videos of these guys and always in their, they're not really in garments all the time. They're always in a worldly type light, you know. But when you see the true men of the Lord, all right, starting with the apostles of Great Millstone on down, all right, hey, we're being made spectacles of men out there on the highways and byways in sackcloth, really doing the work, all right, bidding as many as we can to the marriage, man. We getting dirty, we getting filthy, going through the persecutions, going through the straits. Again, anybody could have made business with the knowledge of the truth, all right, but we choose not to, all right. We choose to suffer and take our sufferings cheerfully. Seeing if I'm still on because my headphones made a sound. But Yahara Tazar, hey, we still on, all right. But yeah, they haven't gone up into the gaps, all right, pertaining to Ezekiel chapter 13 and verse 5, all right. They haven't made the hedge for the people in this for them to go over in this day. All right, they're preaching peace. You know, they don't preach the 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 the, the lamentations, mournings, and woe of the scriptures of how destruction is coming. All right, if our people don't obey and our people don't get right, all right, and ultimately get they shit wired tight, all right, and clean their house, all right, as we're approaching the peak of Jacob's trouble, man, where judgment is being said and this devil is coming with his flood, man, with his great wrath pertaining to Revelations 12 and verse 12. All right. But really, the main point I wanted to get in Ezekiel 13 was in verse 5, man. They have not gone up into the gaps, neither made up the hedge for the house of Israel to stand in the battle in the day of the Lord, man. You know, they haven't. All right. But the whole chapter of Ezekiel 13 is a good chapter to read, man. It speaks about what that untempered mortar that they teach. All right. So when the Lord sends that stormy wind, all right, that destruction, all right, their house is gonna fall, man. It's not gonna stand, all right, because it's built upon a sandy, untempered mortar. All right, it's not built on a solid foundation, all right, which is Yahweh Shai, all right, that rock, all right, that rock is going to be a fence to them, all right. From now, I want to go to the book of St. John, chapter 2, and verse 13. And the Jews' Passover was at hand. And Yahushua went up to Jerusalem and found in the temple those that sold oxen and sheep and doves and the changers of money sitting. Right. And this is what the Lord did when he came on the scene then. So imagine what he's going to do to you now. All right. It's ultimately your lot. All right. Verse 15, and when he had made a scourge of small cords, he drove them all out of the temple, and the sheep and the oxen, and poured out the changers' money, and overthrew the tables, and said unto them that sold doves, take these things hence, make not my father's house a house of merchandise, right? But these people are still making the father's house a house of merchandise. All right, they get a hold of this truth. All right, they get a hold of this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, which was a gift unto them, and they misuse that gift. All right, and they add sin to sin. All right, and they be about the filthy lucre. All right, and they ultimately get stuck serving two masters, man. And the scriptures they speak against that. You can't serve two masters, or you'll love one and hate the other. Roughly paraphrase. All right. So ultimately, the Lord, when He came on the scene, all right, and saw these false prophets, all right, given into making merchandise of the Lord, all right, He flipped over tables, man. That made Yahweh Shai, that made the Lord angry. All right. And the Lord is angry, all right, till this day that when it comes to our people making merchandise of the Lord, man. Look at that pastor that's catching hell, all right, the bling bling bishop, all right. He's on video again just last week, all right. I mean, he just on video again. I just saw yesterday went viral of him actually putting his hand over another lady neck, all right, in the church, all right. Why? Because he's being exposed, man, of physicians of no value. All right. First, it was the whole insurance scam of him getting robbed by his jury. All right. Then he showed you his prayer closet with nothing but designer and European, not even Europe. They're not even the original Europeans, but Edomite type expensive clothing, bags all over the place. Talk about that's his prayer closet. You know. Now he's putting his hands over his patron neck, who he so called cared about when he got robbed, right? Why? Because they're showing she damn near caught the demon Satan casting out Satan, man. The demon caught the so called Holy Ghost in the church and was just kind of rebuking him. And he put his hands around the neck, you know. Might insert that in this video. Just to put it in the middle, of just how Satan cast out Satan, man. The Lord is getting ready to judge you false prophets as well, all right, in that like manner. All right. This is the book of Luke, chapter 6, and verse 24. But woe unto you that are rich, for ye have received your consolation, right? You got a little consolation prize. And you ain't even rich. All right, you're high-minded. All right, people speak highly of you. All right, you're rich in that sense. All right, and you're trying to reach and get rich with Esau's money, man. What the scriptures speak on, render what's the what's Caesar's, man. Be content with what you have, man. You're trying to be the oil and and cologne and perfume smell good guy, you know, which is like a form of damn sorcery and being a witch, right? But that's neither here nor there. There's nothing wrong with selling and having business, but keep it separate from the truth, all right? But hey, you receive your consolation, all right? You trying to have your cake and eat it too on this side, having one foot in and one foot out. On this side, the Lord ain't with that, all right? Verse 25, it's Luke 6 and 25. Woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger. Woe unto you that laugh now, for ye shall mourn and weep. Woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you, for so did their fathers to the false prophets, man, right? You know, they speaking well of you. You know, the Captain Tazariaks, and you know, this guy's a hey, you know, side nigga. When he speaks highly of these individuals, man, and these people are physicians of no value. They don't break down the scriptures like the apostles of Great Millstone, all right, on down, all right, like I Elder Hill, the Lions Den Camp. They can't thoroughly dissect and break down the scriptures, man. All right, the meat, the dark sayings. They can't go into these parables, man, without stumbling. They're not men of the Lord. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 6, and I'll start at verse 13. For from the least of them, even unto the greatest of them, every one is given to covetousness. And from the prophet, even unto the priest, every one dealeth falsely. They have healed also the hurt of the daughter of my people slightly, saying peace, peace, when there is no peace, right? You know, giving them half truth, letting them know they're Israelites, but that's as far as you go with these individuals. These are the Israelite starter kicks, the IUICs, the ISUPKs. They let you know you're Israel, but you're gonna get stuck in the mist because some of them believe what all Israel is dark skin, you know, like we're the Black Panthers or something. They don't believe in Jeremiah 12 and 9 being the Lord's heritage is of a speckled bird due to the mixing and mingling of the past captivities. Hey, some people that look like other nations will be of our nation, like some Filipinos, some who may look like Ammon, the so-called Japanese, some who may look like Moab, the so-called Chinese, but they father due to the father in that seed, all right, they're Israelites, all right. They won't understand that Bruce Lee could be possibly a Jake, you know. They won't understand that Lenny Kravitz, being as dark as he is and as black as he look, he's an Edomite. He's going into slavery. Tracy Ellis Ross as well. All right, so you'll get caught up with these individuals. So back in Jeremiah 6 and 14, when they say they have healed also the hurt of the daughter of my people slightly, saying peace, peace when there is no peace, right? There's no Jacob's trouble. The MOTB is not the RFID, CHIP, all right, which it is. Verse 15, were they ashamed when they had committed abomination? Nay, they were not at all ashamed, neither could they blush. Therefore they shall fall among them that fall. At the time that I visit them, they shall be cast down, saith the Lord. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see and ask for the old paths. Where is the good way? And walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein, right? They don't want to walk therein. They don't want to go through the straits, all right? Meaning what? The straight and narrow, all right? The straight gate, all right? They don't want to enter in at the straight gate, all right? As well as the straight representing affliction, all right? They want to have they one foot in, one foot out, all right? And the Lord ain't with that. All right. They want to have their cake and eat it too. They want to be of the truth, but be in the world. All right. They don't want the old path. They don't want the old way. You know, they don't want to fully return completely. All right. And empty out the old wine out of that old bottle and fill a new one. All right. They want to just sell oils and be the man on this side. All right. That's temporal. The Lord got a judgment for that. And I'm gonna end off with the book of Second Peter, chapter 2. Bear with me. So like bear with me. sword. Salakia. This is the book of Second Peter. It's ripped out. Chapter 2 and verse 1. But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privily shall bring in damnable hearsays, even denying the Lord that brought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction, right? You know, and many shall follow their pernicious ways, right? You know, trying to make filthy lucre off the Lord as well. All right, that's being a hey, you shall know them by their fruits. All right, when you go into Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, of them going into their stories of their old One West days. All right, is speaking about the ISUPK leader General Yohana, and how he was a hustler. They've been selling stuff. All right, back in the day, because that's how they used to provide for the school. All right, but he's still stuck in that mindset. All right, he didn't, and look at a product of that environment. All right, being of Captain Tazariak. All right, just selling and being a hustler. All right, but it's back in Second Peter chapter 2, and I'll start at verse 1 again. But there are also prophets, false prophets, Salakia. But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privily shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord that brought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction, man. Right? Quick destruction. All right. They deny the Lord. All right, and they want to wear the hat. They want to be in place of Yahweh Shai. All right, and that's what the false prophets of old had, that same mindset. So when Yahweh Shai came upon the scene, they didn't want to lose their authority seat. All right, of being the scribes and Pharisees of preaching and teaching the law to the people. All right, to where they were stuck on the law, to when the Lord came on the scene, being the living law, the living word. All right, they still were stuck on the physical, and hey, you go not make them wash their hands, and they were blinded, man. Verse 2, and many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. Right. They speak evil against the true men of the Lord. They call us bums, so on and so forth, man. The list goes on. And through covetousness shall they with fringe words make merchandise of you, whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not, and their damnation slumbereth not. Right. They're just making merchandise of the people and the flock that they're adding on to themselves, man. Just ultimately putting more bloodshed upon their hands, and the Lord is just dotting his I's and crossing his T's and directing the people that he don't want to these individuals anyway. All right, ultimately for the judgment, them getting binded up, man. Everybody's getting marked and binded up, whether it's for the left hand side or for the right. Right representing righteousness and the left hand side representing wickedness. All right, and we know what the Lord has come to do to the wicked. All right, and Yahweh Ratazah, we not a part of that number. All right, but we stay steadfast in this 100% truth. All right, starting with the apostles of Great Millstone on down, man, the camps like ourselves. All right, as we went through the hedge and in the gaps for the people, and we continue to do it. All right, sticking our necks on the line. All right, giving our body as a living sacrifice, man, being a spectacle of men. All right. We could have sold oil. We could have been rappers. We could have been athletes. We could have been whatever in this society, but we put all that aside and took cheerfully the spoiling of our goods with the hopes of being saved, man. With the hopes of yielding a better substance. So Shalom, Mahabatha, and death to America, man. Yahweh Ratazada's lesson was edifying. Shalom, Mahabatha, DTA.